Sandy Parker, and welcome to Crafting for Almost Everyone. I wanted to make this hello card, and I'm using the W+9 Kind Soul stamp set, and I love the flower image. I saw it on Jennifer McGuire's channel, the flower, and I really loved it, and I thought it might be really pretty with these Ken Oliver liquid metals, and so I'm mixing some of them so I can get different colors, but I'm using the Amethyst, the Mandarin, the Yellow Gold, and the Verde Gris, and I'm hoping that this will come out nice. And I'm using some of my Royal and Langnickel brushes. This is a number 4, and this is a number 5, and this is a number 1. So those are what I'm planning on using. I have some water over here to rinse out in between. And I thought what I would do is try the colors in different tones. So I don't know if you can see my little palette here, but what I've done is I mixed some of the Mandarin in with the purple to try and change the color up a little bit, because I didn't want to have all of my colors be exactly the same. So my goal here is to have some darker, some lighter, but some, just change up my colors a little bit. And so I'm doing the purples first, and then I'll kind of do other things, but I wanted to use this the purple that has the orangey color mixed into it, because I wanted to be able to make the centers orange, and I thought this would work really well by putting the lighter purple on this layer, and then underneath where the shading would be on the flower petals underneath, then I could go in with the darker purple. It's the only way I could think to do it, considering I only have four colors, and so I'm going to be using the colors the best I can by changing them up, by blending them. So that's what I'm doing. Trying to come up with a plan that makes them look a little bit more I'm using the same colors, but it doesn't look like the same colors. That's what I'm shooting for. A bit more on that one. Okay, now I'm going to rinse that out, and then I'm going to go in with the deeper purple. This is straight purple, and it's definitely a lot brighter. You can see that. I'm going around my edges. Looks like I need to put that darker purple in here, and then I think I'm going to do the edges of these other ones, kind of like that, so that all of my petals have a little bit of the dark purple in them. I don't know if you could tell, but I have a big dollop of purple in there, so I'm just trying to move it to the other petals so that I end up having more of that purple in the other ones. And I think that when you do this, it makes it look more like a watercolor, because when you have you're dripping in this other purple shade, you can really see it in the background. At least I hope you can, and if you can't, I'm going to be showing you that once this is dry. Hopefully you'll be able to see it better. Make sure I get around this section. Okay, and that flower is pretty good. Then I'm going to go to this one. I'm trying to make sure that I do this as quickly as possible, because I don't want you to be stuck here watching me do this forever. On the other hand, watching somebody watercolor is kind of I don't know, it's something that when you watch them color or paint it in, you pick things up from them doing it. And I'm not saying by any means that I know what I'm doing. I obviously do not know what I'm doing, but I just wanted to make sure I show you the way I do it, so that if the way I do it appeals to you, you can replicate what I'm doing. And if we do it in fast motion, then you won't be able to figure that out. I've got a hair that's bugging me. Okay. Back to that one. Some in there. So I'm making these all a little bit different colors. Okay, and I'm going to go back to that, my vivid purple. In case I start to have a rumble in the room, I'm just going to tell you that all 3 dogs are in here because we had a thunderstorm. And they don't like thunder, so they want to attach themselves to me like, you think I'm going to be able to save you? I don't know why they don't go to Rich, because, you know, of the 2 of us, I think they have a better chance of making it through a storm with him than with me. But it's not looking like they want to hang with him. They're going straight for me. They're going, she's the one that's going to save us from everything. Or else they just have no idea. They just are going for the closest person to them. Let's see. I'm just going to do the centers of these. And then I'm going to go into this darker tone around the edges. So I'm looking forward to this stamp show this weekend in Akron. I have a feeling that I'll probably buy the place out because I just get crazy when I see new stamps. And there's always really neat, different processes that people show at those, and I love to learn new things, so that's fun too. Of course, it's painful for Rich, and the one time we went to one of these stamp shows, the man that was selling tickets at the front told us that Rich's ticket was free because any man that would go to that deserved a free ticket. We thought that was hysterical. Anyway. So Rich got his ticket for free that time. And well deserved, I might add. He's quite the guy for going to something like that, I think. I'm going in with the orange now. Now this orange is what I blended in with the purple. It's really called, I think it's Mandarin. Yeah. It's a Mandarin metallic. And I like these because they're the metallic in them is so vivid. And I never was into the Ken Oliver, the spray powdery things, because I knew if I had those, I would just blow those everywhere and make a really big mess with them. So I never said, oh, let's get those. But when I saw these, and I saw how metallic they were, I thought this would be so much fun to watercolor with. So that's the direction I went with it, and they are loads of fun to color with, I'll say that. There's another one up here I want to hit. And then I did create another color with the orange by blending it with the gold. And so I might put a little highlight in of that as well. And there's one down here. I just like it when you have something like this that you can really play with and have a good time. And this is definitely a lot of fun. This looks like another one of these underneath. I'm going with a bunch of these being hidden in the background. I might be making that up, but I think that these in the back are the same little flowers as I just played with. I'm going to have to get that little drop off. That looks right. That must be one of these other purples, so I think I need to go with this purple right here. Do some more of these. Go over here with it. I think I might do this one in this kind of color. Although I probably should have done it in the orange because it probably is one of the orange flowers. Oops, there's another leaf that I forgot. I want to put a little bit of this in here. A little bit of it in there. A little in here. Okay. I don't know if you can see that glitter, but it's really glittery. It's pretty. Let's see. I want to try one of these centers in gold. A little purple in that one, so it's a little bit darker. That's okay. I'm not sure if that's a leaf. Some of these things, I never can tell on these really ornate designs what is what. And I think I'm gonna just put a little bit of this on the outside and on the edges of the inside. Like that. I got a little dollop there that I'd like to get rid of, but I don't think I can. Oops. Let's see if I can maybe get rid of that a little bit. Not looking good. Alright, well, we'll go into the leaves. And we'll see if they're, oops, I got some water on there. See if my leaves are green or if I can add a little of that gold to them to make them look more like a real leaf color, because this is a pretty vivid green considering it's not really a leafy color. But if I add a little of that gold, I maybe could make it a little bit in the center. Maybe I could make it a little bit something. Coming up with a plan as we speak. I don't know what that is. I think that's also part of a flower. So we're going to do some more green. At the end, I think for a background, I might just flick a few of the colors into the background, you know, with the rest of the, whatever you call this, leftover. Whatever is left in my palette, I might just kind of flick on here. I did want to tell you, if you like these palettes, you get them at the Dollar Tree for $6 for $1. I really like them because they're so, they're the perfect size for me for a project like this, and they're not so big that I can't get them in the screen. And I like something that I can try to get in screen if I can. I'm just making all of these leaves. I don't know what they are, but we're making them leaves. We're going with it. In case you're wondering if it's a leaf or not, don't worry. Just make it a leaf. Whoever is looking at your picture is going to think it's a leaf because you made it a leaf. They're not going to look at it and go, oh, that's clearly a flower, Sandy. And if they do, then I'm going to say, well, geez, I shouldn't have given you a card if you're going to critique it like that. Jeez. spread it into the centers of these flowers a little bit. I have a lot of this purple left, so I might as well just color around, right? Why not? It makes them more cohesive too. You know, if your flowers are all kind of in the same color family. More on that. I forgot to put one there. Okay. Then I'm going to take a little bit of this one that I blended with the orange and then run it around the edges. Make little, like, call them like little lines that stick out from the center so that so it looks more like what a flower would look like. You know, a flower would have little dashes and lines coming out of the center, in my opinion. Same with that one. Same with that one. Hey. Okay, so then let's do more in the center of that one. And then I think I'm going to put, and I missed a little spot on that one purple flower. Down in there, that's seemingly part of that purple flower. Okay. Then I'm going to see how that yellow would look, or the gold would look if I just kind of streak it into the middle of my leaves. So far, I like that yellow. You can see it, it looks nice. It's pretty. It's pretty something. Let's see if I can do anything with that yellow into the centers of these. See if it'll do anything. Might as well try it, right? It's weird when I do this. Sometimes I find myself talking really low like Bob Ross. There. Makes me laugh. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so should I paint the background or should I just flick color? I think I'm going to do the yellow around the design. Maybe I'll do the whole background in yellow. I can't decide at this point. Well, I guess I'll know soon enough, right? We'll know if I should go for more of it or give up. There are a couple places here where I just want to fix the little boo-boos I have, and I think if I don't put a little color in it around there, you're going to really notice it. Like right there I have that orange, and here I have a leaf that you can really see it on. I'll do the whole background. I have a lot of yellow in my palette, so if I do the background in the yellow and then I flick the little dollops of the color in, I think we'll be in good shape. I think I'm going to let it dry before I do the next part where I flick the color. That way it won't run on my background, because I don't want it to be running into this glittery yellow. I think it looks pretty frisky. And once we get the other colors flicked in there, it'll be even more fun. Right now it's pretty fun. I'm digging it. I like the glitter to it. Okay, I'll be back as soon as this is dry. Alright, so here's my plan. I've got an old toothbrush, and the stiffer the bristles, the better. And I already practiced a little bit right there. And you're going to put a little bit of your orange in the end like that. And then from far away or farther away, you're just going to flick your brush like that. I did add some water to my inks so that they would end up being not so intense. And I'm going to turn it this way because apparently I'm better at shooting it at a different angle than that. I'm getting it everywhere but where I want it. Okay. There, that was a good one. I'm getting better. I guess I'm better shooting it from the side. Okay. Then I'm going to do not a ton, but a little bit of the purple. And again, I did put a little bit of water in there so that it was a little diluted. And I'm flicking a little bit, not as much as I did the orange. I'm really good at shooting this everywhere but where I want it. You should see my desk. It's got this stuff flicked everywhere on it. Okay, I'll be back as soon as it's dry. I thought I would round my corners, and so I'm going to use my envelope punch board, or this is a 1-2-3 punch board, but it does the same thing. And all you want to do is just do that on all four sides. This is really thick paper, so it's hard to do compared to an envelope. Last one. Gotta get that one in there a little bit better. Better. Okay. Now I'm just taking my little, this is a nail file, but they also sell it for crafting. And what it does is it just files your edges off. So if your corner rounder has a little warp in the edge or a little sharpness to it that you don't like, this one does right there. You just take that to it. And of course this is really bent. So I'm going to want to put tear tape on the back. And oh, someone did ask me the name, who made this tear tape that I hate so much, and I just figured it out. It's JIUHUANBZ.com. Can you see that? Probably not, but if you can, that's who makes it. I don't know where I got it from, but I have literally every roll I think they ever made, because I can't seem to get rid of this stuff. Every time I think that's enough, I'm going to be done with it, I end up with another 1,000 rolls of it. I don't know what the deal is, but I'm just cursed with this stuff. It wouldn't be bad if it wasn't so sticky, but it is so sticky. It tears off now, which is weird. You can basically, you can get it to, jeez, you can get it to tear just like that, and the backing comes off of it pretty easily. It's a nightmare though, because now I would show you, see my hand? That's what happens. This stuff sticks to you in ways you just don't want it to. And I'll have to get Lindsay's lava soap going on this, because I can't. I have to use that Tim Holtz scrubby thing. Okay, that's those. Oh, I forgot one other thing I was going to do before I started, and that is, I'm not going to put that on yet. I'm going to paint around my edges with the purple Amethyst, because I want to have a cohesive card base to my card. That makes sense, didn't it? Cohesive card base to my card. Oh, I think I just painted the back a little bit. Hey, that's a bonus. Somebody's going to get a card with a little purple streak on the back. You'd think I'd be a little more careful, but I guess it's not in my wheelhouse. I need a little bit more purple. I did like 3 drops. I thought that would be plenty, but not so much. I'm not going to show the back until the very end, because, you know, I want to surprise myself and see how bad a job I did on the back. See if I really have a nice nice strip back there of purple. Oh, I have a little uneven part here in my base too. That's weird. I have to fix that as well. I don't know if you can see that, but the back of my card, or the, oh no, get off there. Oh jeez, this crazy thing. It's a lunatic. Okay. So when I finished my card, well, when I finished going around the outside of my card, I ended up having purple on the back. So I thought I'd show you how to fix that. This card is a 5x7 card, which means it's 10 inches from side to side, and it's 7 inches high. And what you do is you just cut a piece of 5x7 thin cardstock, not typing paper, but thin cardstock. And then I run the tape runner onto the back of the card and not onto the piece I'm adding, because I want to line it up really well with the card base, and it's easier for me to do that if I use the, you know, if I am on the base of the card. If I have the glue, well, yeah, if I have the tape runner on the base of the card, I seem to have better results than if I try to do it with the tape on this paper. So you have your card. I do better if I turn my card this way so the long side is facing me. Then I line my paper up with the edge so that the whole edge is laying on that perfectly, if I can manage it. And then I do that, and I turn it over and see how pretty it looks now. You can't tell that I completely screwed it up, but on the inside I had to cut it down a little bit so you can see it there. So when we're done, I'll trim this off. Now I have a little bit of purple here. I was thinking I could just do some brushing in there with some purple. You can do a lot of things to cover up messes like that. Or, and this is probably what I will do, I'm going to get some glittery washi tape, and I'll do that before we go. Uh-oh. Here's another mistake you don't want to make. See how I did that? This thing is stuck secure and for good to that. No, it's not. Not for good. I've got a dog or one of my hairs attached in here now. Okay. Let me get this attached before I have another mishap with that crazy backing. That looks pretty good if I can get it off me. Okay, there's that part. Now it's all glued down nice and flat. I'll be right back with washi tape. So I found some washi tape. It's actually fabric tape that I kind of liked from the inside of it, but of course it's white, and white doesn't work for me. So I'm just going to take my yellow and I'm going to paint it. The other thing I did is on the centers of my flowers, and hopefully you can see that if I turn it sideways, I use this Nuvo crystal drops, and it's clear, and the color of it is, it's a secret. Morning Dew. I found the color, or made it up. No, it's Morning Dew. I got my water in here. Now I just need to do another little bit to go on my envelope. Dry this real quick. Okay, good enough. And I'm going to take my backing off if I can get it, now that it's been adhered to it with a heat gun. Okay, let me just put this on the inside. Now I've left the inside so that I can put a sentiment in there, but then that makes it so you can not really see that boo-boo that's on the inside. And then I'm going to run this on the front of my envelope. No, I'll do it on this flap. I didn't realize I had one that had a fun flap on it. Even better. Okay, let's see how far. I'm going to go right down there. And that looks pretty good. So there's our card and our envelope. I think it came out really cute, and I hope you did too. And I like the splotches on the back. Maybe you don't, but I thought it kind of added something to it. It's just a little frisky, and I do love the sparkle of it. The card is really sparkly, which is so cool to look at when you have a whole card that has a glimmer like you ran a Wink of Stella pen over it. But if you don't have these and you want that effect, get a Wink of Stella pen, or Spectrum Noir makes those kind of glitter pens now, where it's a clear pen that you brush across it and you end up with a glimmery finish on the card. So it's really an easy way to do it. So I would have stamped it with my regular stamp, but I thought I'm getting the big guns out, because someone asked me why I don't use this. Made for you by Sandy Parker. Fun and cute. Loved it. I didn't really use it much because I don't know why. I just don't. But there it is. I hope you enjoyed this and that you'll give it a thumbs up and tell your friends about me on social media. Actually, just one friend. Just tell one person about me. I would love that. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.